I don't know. When I was a little kid, I wasn't the kid that you'd look at and say, that kid right there, he's gonna be something special. I wasn't that kid. I don't know. I never felt like I belonged in a certain way. I never felt like I was comfortable with myself. Cleveland is the only place I've ever lived. It's the only place I grew up. It's a beautiful city, I feel. A lot of people don't think this is a beautiful city, but I grew up here, so I think it's a beautiful city. I can't imagine living anywhere else. And I've traveled all over the world. I've seen a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of cool places, and Cleveland, Ohio will always be my home. This is turning into a Cleveland, Ohio tourist introductory video. But yeah, there's just a hardworking mentality behind it. I feel like living in Cleveland, Ohio has molded me to the type of person I am today. I believe in hard work. I believe in going out there and, going after what you want. Again, I wasn't given the best gifts in the world. I just have this work ethic about me where, I'm not gonna let anyone outwork me. I don't care. This place holds a big part in the story of Johnny Gargano. And on the outside, you look at it and you wouldn't think there's some great wrestling going on in there. But this building has so much history when it comes to professional wrestling. I remember being a kid, being a fan, and coming here and watching guys like CM Punk, watching guys like Daniel Bryan, watching guys like Cesaro, legends of our business and guys who are currently main eventing WrestleMania and on television every single week. First starting out in this building. So this building has so much history. To me, it holds a special place in my heart because this is the building I trained in, this is the building I grew up in, this is the building where I learned basically everything. I think when I was 8 years old, I made up my mind right then and there. I wanted to be a professional wrestler. It's very interesting for me to think back in my childhood because I had a great childhood. My parents were fantastic. They're the reason I am the way I am today. When I was younger, my mom would always make me costumes, and we'd go to the thrift store and we'd find little spandex tights. There's pictures of me all over the place of me wearing just spandex. And I don't know if it's definitely not men's spandex. So there's pictures of me as 8-year-old Johnny Gargano wearing women's spandex. Plenty of pictures of me wearing women's spandex. I was always drawn to things that were, I don't want to say characters, but I want to say when I was younger, I'd go see a movie or I'd watch something on television and I'd immediately run home and pretend to be that person. Whether it be Dennis the Menace, which is a really odd one, or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle for a good majority of my childhood. I saw Shawn Michaels and just his larger-than-life persona and his charisma and the way he carried himself and just everything about him, the way he moved in the ring.
The boyhood dream has come true.
It was really like a superhero come to life, and it was one of those things I could actually do because being a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or being Batman or being a Power Ranger aren't real-life professions. I don't think I can do that in real life and be looked at as a okay human being. But being a professional wrestler and putting on spandex tights and going and fighting another human in a ring, I can do that. And I think when you go back to my childhood, I just had wrestling. And not everyone loves wrestling, I didn't really get along with a lot of other kids. I don't know. I was a fat kid, so my self-confidence wasn't very high. I'd play sports, I loved sports, but I was never the best at sports. I was good, but I wasn't the number one choice of anyone when picking teams or anything like that. I definitely wasn't the most popular kid. And I didn't go to any parties. I didn't go to anyone's house and hang out. I would just hang out and I'd watch wrestling, or I'd pretend to be a wrestler, or I would wrestle my stuffed animals or wrestle my friends, or play with my action figures. people look at me now and they're like, oh man, like you whatever. But no, I still harbor a lot of that. I mean, I was a socially awkward 8-year-old. I was a socially awkward kid till I probably still am a socially awkward kid now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, man, I was just different. I don't know. I never found what worked for me until I found wrestling. And as soon as I found that, I found a sense of purpose. The first time I did it, I felt I knew this is what I was put on this earth to do. When I got into wrestling and I met these other people that loved wrestling as much as I did, it's like, wow, there's more people just like me, you know? There's more people who love this weird, crazy thing that we call professional wrestling. And I can honestly say that some of the best people I've met have been through professional wrestling. I don't know where I would be today if it wasn't for professional wrestling. I don't know the type of person I would be. Sometimes I think back and it's really just like, if I never found professional wrestling, what would I do? Like, what would I be? It's scary almost. It's really scary to think back. I think I'm just scared of being mediocre, you know? Having a childhood full of feeling mediocre and getting in wrestling and having a tiny feeling, just a tiny feeling of feeling somewhat special. It's really addicting. I don't want to go back to feeling like I'm some mediocre dude that's just, I don't know, letting everyone down, you know? I mean, members of my own family told my parents, he wants to be a wrestler? Like really? Him? Like that, he should probably do something else because that ain't gonna work out for him. I never felt like, you know what? I probably shouldn't be doing this wrestling thing. It was always, I'm gonna do this wrestling thing. I'm gonna be successful at it. And that's it. That's the end of the story. That's all there is. I'm gonna do wrestling. I'm gonna be a wrestler. I'm gonna be good at it. And I'm gonna prove you wrong. That's basically how 99% of my career has worked out. I've developed this great trait where I don't get angry. I just get inspired. And I just use everything to become a better person, whether it's in wrestling or in life. Whatever you're gonna say about me, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna become better because of it.